I know people say Nabia, but it's not Nabia, it's Nabia. I wanted a name that signifies royalty at the same time. It's cultured. Yeah, a friend from WA gave me the name because I wanted to use something royal, but I didn't want to say Ohima or Queen Mother or that kind of thing. Royalty, those words. Sometimes when I say Nabia, some northerners ask, are you from the north? Like, no. So that's how I settle on it. So it basically means queen. I had a plan on becoming a fashion designer. That was what I wanted to do. I worked with Nalem for like a year and a half. So when I left, I decided to work for another lady. But she was doing all the things that my friends see as I can do it. So why are you working for this person? These things that you're helping this person sell, you can do it yourself. I was like, okay, I just need to survive for a moment. So I didn't even spend a month with a lady. Then I quit. Then I remember in school, I used to make like small bracelets to sell for people for money sometimes, then clothes. Then I decided to do the bracelets. And a friend told me, everybody is doing bracelets, so have you tried waist beads? I'm like, okay, I don't know about waist beads. I don't know how I'm going to do the waist beads. I don't know how I'm going to design it. But I definitely know I don't want to do what is on the market. I don't even want to go to the market to buy and sell. Because if I'm buying and selling, it doesn't make any difference the person going to the market to buy and sell. So I posted on my personal Instagram. I had a huge male following. I asked how many men like beads on a woman, and they were like, I had a number of people saying yes. Then I asked, would you prefer it delivered to you than going to the market to pick up yourself? And I had a lot of men saying, yeah, they would like it to be delivered to them. Sometimes they want to buy for their wives and stuff. I was like, okay, then it looks like there's a venture here. I'm going to do, for the change for the moment is doing deliveries. But the plan was selling this on the side while I figure out how to deal with my fashion brand. What do I want to do? How am I going to cut through the business? So I started with a friend of mine started sending me pictures of a lady on Instagram who does waist beads, but hers were quite different. So I spoke to her. What's her inspiration? How is she doing it? I did my research, and she was like, oh, she does it because she doesn't get what she really wants to wear from people, so she decided to create her own designs. I'm like, okay, that inspires me a lot, and I decided to, okay, learn from her but don't do the same thing. So what are you going to do? Then I started designing my own stuff. I go to the market, pick up a few beads. I started with 3 colors. Now I have more than 50 colors. Like I said, with 3 sets of beads, and that was how I started. I did it for 2 months, and I'm like, okay, I think I want to do this. Then I dived into it. My dad is Zebo Taylor, the musician. He's one of the biggest musicians of all time in Ghana. And he's left some big shoes. Mostly when you mention, oh, that's my dad, everybody like, oh my God, is that shoe? Are you sure? Is Zebo Taylor? So it's more or less like, I feel like I'll never be able to fill his shoes as a musician, which I don't do music. But I know I can create my own legacy. But he's an inspiration. Like, he's a great inspiration. He's hardworking. He gives very good advice sometimes. Sometimes too, he'll give you like the most nasty parable in the world. But he was a great father. He taught all of us well. He allowed everybody to follow their own dreams, and he never ever pushed anybody to do what they didn't want to do. I see a bead, then I know I want the design. Sometimes too, I get people requesting a particular bead, then I go searching for the bead. So they send me pictures. Oh, I've seen this bead I like. So I go searching for the bead. When I find the bead, no matter what the design they showed me, I ask them, is it a design you want or is the bead you want? If it's the design you want, you can call the person you saw the design from, because I'm not going to repeat someone else's design. But if it's the bead you want, yeah, I can find a bead and make a different design for you. You get people saying, oh, it's a design I want. I'm like, no, I don't do them. But you get other people saying, no, it's just the bead I want. You put your own creative mind behind it. Okay, so I go searching for the bead and I search for other beads that will complement that particular bead. Then I come in, basically put everything on the table. I have to see everything on the table. Whatever I want to use, the idea I have, I sometimes envisioned like the whole, how it's supposed to look like before I put it on the table. So I spread it on the table, then I start beading. There are times that I'll be beading, I have the idea, but I realize that no, it doesn't look good, then I'll change. Or there are other times too that I just put the beads there. I feel these beads will look good together. Then I allow myself to have some sort of concentration energy that flows just for me to pick which bead goes here or here. So there are times I've had situations where people see the bead, they want the same thing, but I can't repeat it. So I have customers who have one-offs, but they don't know that they are just one-offs. There are times someone will call me, I want the bead, I'll be like, okay, we don't have that bead anymore, just because I don't want to repeat that design. My plan as a person is to have a year or a time or a decade later being able to put it out there that if you ever bought a bead from me, I just want to see a picture of the bead just to remember some of the things. And actually I have pictures of them already, but I would love to know who had this bead, I have the records, but you never know. So I do one-offs, and I have mass production too. Things that I feel like that is not really over the top design, I do it mass production. If it's a simple calculation of 1, 2, 3 beads at a time, it's mass production. But if I'm being technical about the whole piece, it's mostly one-off or 10 pieces, and that's. I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is pick up my phone, which is a bad habit, I've been told, but I pick up my phone, check whether I have orders that came in, because some people end up ordering like midnight. Yeah, so I pick up my phone, check whether I have an old order or message I haven't replied. When I'm done with that, I make my first post for the day. Most of the time, I only post for the day. Then I come straight to make tea. That's my first thing. Tea, then breakfast. I eat within 30 minutes of the time. It's a new process I'm doing. Then after that, I work out. After an hour, I will sit down, go through my phone looking for inspiration, ideas, go through Alibaba looking for new beads to import and stuff, because I import some of the beads, I don't buy all of them from Makola. My biggest challenge was when I found out that people actually are using my pictures to make sales for themselves. I have a process now that I go through, not repeating designs anymore. So if I do it, if it's 10 and it's done, it's done. When you request for it, I don't give you the same price as I'm selling. I usually don't look at the challenge. I look at what I can do at the moment, then move forward. Yeah. So it's been fun for me. And mostly my other challenge too was with wholesale. I've realized that I don't mind wholesale to UK, US, those places, but wholesale within Ghana is a bit difficult, because the moment I start doing wholesale within Ghana, I realize that if you're not careful, your product is everywhere. Last year, I managed to do a lot of wholesale. I managed to do it, and I had to convince people to buy in bulk so that they don't feel shipping was expensive. So I managed to do a few wholesales last year. My other wins too is when people try to compare my products to what they see in town. and I have to try and convince them and say it's not the same thing. But I realized that no, those who know the product know the product. I get people calling me, telling me, oh, someone told me, oh, I can get this. I was like, okay, fine, you can go to town and get it. Sometimes I feel like you just have to give the person the chance to go and explore and come back. I've had people who come in and say, oh, I saw a lot of things online, but I wanted to buy yours. So that's that little wins where I realize that people actually appreciate what I'm doing, see my vision and see my process and understand the time I put in my work. Those are the wins that I appreciate most. It's not about how much I sold within the day or how much I sold within the year. Mostly it's just one person telling me that, oh, I found your work very unique from the other things that I have seen. It's that little, it makes me know that no, you're doing all the right things. Don't lose your path, just focus on what you're doing. So that's my biggest win. At the end of the day, I want to have that shop that has all kinds of beads, varieties, not the same kind of bead you see in every shop. Be able to, even if possible, have my own bead factory that makes bead more polished than what we have in the system at the moment. Because I've tried using the local beads and some people feel like there's a part that is going to be, the glass could cut them or something, even though when you convince them, no, it wouldn't. So I would love in the next 10 to 5 years, not just beads alone, like have a whole shop with all the products that I've thought about to do in the shop, plus the beads. I think whatever I have built so far when it comes to Nabia has no luck. It was technically hard work because people connect to me through what I provide on social media. It's not like we just met somewhere. It's like, no, it's more or less like what I have, the picture I have given out to people. I've had bad situations where people wrote very bad articles about Nabia sometime back. Not basically Nabia, but me. How I'm portraying waist beads on the internet. But I never really took it to heart, because if waist beads are supposed to see on skin and I'm taking pictures and you're seeing skin, I don't think it has to be a problem. But I realized I was just upcoming journalists who needed kind of how do you call it, traffic to their, so I wouldn't say it's luck. No, none of them has been luck. It's always been hard work, because people are always connecting to me through my work.